All right. I am live again over here at this spot. Let me see if I can set this up to share it over to Facebook so you guys can find me. Giving it my best college try here. All right. This one. There are two people in the room. I got a thumbs up. Some of you are finding me. Yay. I have no idea. I'm going to try and share this over to Facebook. So it's telling me user opted out of platform. No, I didn't. I'm right here. Talk about technical difficulties today. Wow. All right, I am live. Hello, Penny. Hello, Martha. I'm so glad you guys were able to find me. Hello, Beth. Wow. Thank goodness some of you guys hung in there. I don't know if it was a technical difficulty on my end. It just kept wanting to load and load and load. And finally, I just went out and opened up a new one. The one I had scheduled didn't want to open. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Now that I'm back up and running, welcome you guys. You had plenty of time to get your tea and your coffee. All right. Thank you, you guys. Wow. Let's see. Today is Super Bowl Sunday. Let's talk about that a little bit. There is a unique energy that happens on the day of the Super Bowl. Anytime you think a thought, it creates energy. And we can achieve things with thoughts. We know that. If you take a whole stadium full of people, and I'm not sure, no, Linda, you didn't miss it. Come on in. I'm not sure exactly how many people are going to be attending the Super Bowl, but when you have that many like-minded people thinking the same way, it is a very powerful day. Today is also one of the days, I haven't heard anybody talk about this in a long time. It was one of the highest days for domestic violence. So many people drinking and getting all jazzed up and wanting to fight with the game, and they just can't let it go after you've had a couple of drinks. It has historically been one of the highest rates of domestic violence. And tomorrow was, and I haven't seen anything new on this, one of the highest days for food waste. Super Bowl doesn't start till like 6 o'clock. We've got the halftime show. Usually ends about 10:30-ish, by 11, unless there's overtime. Again, people are drinking and it's late, so nobody wants to put the food away. And there is an awful lot of, it was the highest food waste day that we have in our country, the day after Super Bowl. All right, you guys. I have been messing with the cards here a little bit. Anybody have any questions for me? I completely lost, since I went through the technical difficulties, I had things that I wanted to discuss. I can't think of a damn thing right now for the life of me. I did get the 8 of Pentacles, so for me to keep my head down and just keep going, okay? That's what it's telling me. Make sure you guys give that this a thumbs up, please. Just for the pure effort. All right, I'm not seeing anything scrolling on the comments. You guys have any questions you want to ask me? Go ahead and shoot them. I will be glad to pull some cards for you. Look, it's telling me it's going to be a good day. We've got the 10 of Cups. All right, Martha, narrow that down a little bit. Do you have a question for me? Ask me a question, make it easier. Oftentimes when people come to me, and I'm doing, especially if they want a mediumship reading, I start picking up on the first person that comes through. And that oftentimes is not the person that they're wanting. They're hoping for somebody else to come through. So as I chase through the entire family, giving messages from everybody, I don't get to the one that they wanted. So go ahead and ask me a little more of a general question. You guys can't think of a question either? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to chalk this up to as being a learning experience. All right, Martha, I'm just going to pull a couple cards. Let's see. Wow. I don't know if you have anything legal going on. These two cards both indicate we've got the Ace of Swords and the Justice card. Well, this one's for Martha right now. I'll get. Thank you, Penny. I'll go ahead and address that for you in a minute here. Martha, if you have anything going on in the legal system at all, it looks like it is absolutely going to be a good outcome for you, or maybe even somebody near you. Okay, it may not necessarily be for you. If you've got somebody perhaps in the judicial system or custody, anything, there, I'm seeing absolutely a great outcome for that. Great outcome. All right, Penny, let me ask you this. Is your grandson here in the physical world, or is he already crossed over? Let me know, Penny. Okay, Martha, good. Thank you. Yes, you're gonna, Martha, you're going to have a good outcome. That was top notch. And bam, it really just hit right on for you. All right, Penny, let's see. Your grandson that crossed over. All right, that helps a lot. Because I could literally do a reading, and it's just a little bit tougher this way, across the airways. All right, I do see your grandson is not wanting you to grieve like you have been. I kind of get the feeling that you feel like maybe his mother isn't grieving quite right either. And I guess she kind of has let it go and trying to forget about it and move forward. He's actually doing very well, though. He pops in on you both. He's bringing up Christmas. He was there for Christmas. I get the feeling that you may have been a little bit down and blue, missing him, wondering how things were going. All right. Somebody else throw me. There's only a couple of you here. I apologize for the delay. One of the things I did want to bring up today. Oh, yeah, Martha. Absolutely. Martha asked if when they go to heaven, do they see their friends and family that have passed? As a matter of fact, they get such a big reception when they cross over. It is like the best reunion ever. When a soul crosses over, it is kind of really a shock to them. Even if they have a very slow death, might be dying from cancer or something, and they prepare themselves mentally. Once the soul crosses over, though, a lot of times they can become disoriented, not know quite what's going on, making that sudden journey to the other side. So in the spirit world, they line them up with this most beautiful, most welcoming party reception, just to help them acclimate, show, look, here we are, we're all here. They will have their pets over there. Any pets that they lost previous will be there. One of the things I did want to talk to you guys about too was I was going to make a couple predictions today, and one of them is World War III. I see well, not necessarily us getting involved in it, but World War III is coming. It was going to happen whether Trump got in office or not. It is just something that was meant to happen. We are in a time frame astrologically that lines up with World War II. And I can't remember if it's Pluto and his path that comes along every so many years that lines it up. I was more prepared, really. I was. But yeah, we are going to see World War III. Not what anybody wants to hear, I'm sure. Especially if you have draft age children, boys or girls. Yep, I had a lot to talk about. Can't think of a darn thing right now. Go ahead and throw me some more questions. You guys get me get me busy here for a minute. Elaine, you just came into the room. Is there anything you'd like to ask? I mentioned earlier about this being a Super Bowl Sunday, and that people have a tendency to overdrink, overeat, overreact. The temperance card came up. And those of you old enough to remember what the temperance movement was before my time. But in history, we were taught about the temperance movement. Nowadays, I don't think it's even talked about. But here we have the temperance card I was talking about this being one of the heaviest drinking days of the year. Hello, Jerry. I hope you didn't have a hard time finding me. It was crazy trying to get logged on and get going. Also, the Three of Pentacles came out. And that's literally about being with people that are like-minded, can be in the same type of work that you're in. Kind of coming together, watching the Super Bowl. Let's make sure everybody has a good time watching that. Let's not get overheated. Hello, Marcy. I hope you guys did not have a hard time finding me. We had a couple false starts. I kept trying to get this thing loaded. Hello, Jenny Payton. Also, wow. welcome, you guys. I appreciate you trying to find me. I will throw some timestamps down on this if I can about where the dead spots were, so some of you don't have to, go through it. Okay, Elaine, you're boo-boo. Did Boo Boo have a prolonged illness before it passed over? And is that your little dog or a little cat? But I get a prolonged illness with a pet. I do get Boo Boo has found comfort though. If Boo Boo isn't a cat, it's curled up with a cat. Okay. Pets are, Elaine, pets are just like people. When they cross over, everything works. Their eyes work again. If they're old and arthritic, they are no longer arthritic. I did a reading for a lady whose dog came through, and I said, it's showing me limping and then running good. Well, it turned out that the dog, before it died, was three-legged. It had a leg amputated years and years before that and lived a long life. Let's see, Penny, let's see about the new trailer. You know what? I already see that you will get it, but there's going to be some delays. Something about the financing, the funds on it, not getting the paperwork, not getting where it needs to get to right in time to kind of get things lined up. You're going to get it, but there's going to be a lot of delays on it. The Queen of Pentacles came up for that, and yeah, that's a definite. You're gonna get your trailer. Yeah, it's funny. I saw this dog curled up with a cat, a big fluffy tail cat at that. So like, just it's wherever it's at it's definitely got comfort. Now, one thing about pets, and if some of you saw the video that I did post over here at YouTube about pets and grief, they come back. They come back for a visit, just like human entities return back. They will come back and visit. They'll pop in. And usually when they cross your mind, you're missing them and, kind of wish you had that pet again. That's when they're close. Their closeness literally triggers those memories and those thoughts. Wow. Little Boo Boo hung on for 19 years. Holy mackerel. All right, let me see. Marcy Smith, let me go ahead and pull some cards for you. Anything with your job? Spirit, can I get a jumper? The Hangman card came up. There may be some reorganization or something, maybe a name change for the company, somebody in management. That Hangman is a card saying that somebody is going to be seeing this from a different perspective. I think it's going to continue because we have the King of Pentacles. That king is literally saying that, yeah, you're kind of assured that income. I do feel like there's going to be a change. Like I said, either reorganization, something. A lot of companies are changing names, especially since the new administration came in and they're making a lot of tax changes, a lot of tax breaks for companies. Chucky, I know a guy nicknamed Chucky, long-haired calico cat. Wow, maybe that's the one I'm seeing. Curled up with Boo Boo. Now, that wouldn't be out of the question for two people that don't know each other, for their pets to be connected on the other side because they are connected here today. That stuff happens. It's not a coincidence. So your dog and your cat, Elaine's cat, and who else? Martha's dog could literally be hanging out on the other side together. I get that all the time in spirit with people. Hello, Yvette. Welcome in. All right. Kim Clark, how will my sister be? I'm picking up that could be a health problem for your sister. I get a little bit of instability there. Whatever it is your sister is absolutely worried herself. Did she just go through something pretty dramatic? The Tower card came out. And also the Two of Cups. So that Tower card is like it's a damn tough moment. Okay. And that Two of Cups, if you take a look at the back, that is the medical insignia back there, the Medusas. So yeah, I was going to ask if she was in the hospital. I just went ahead and ignored it. Trying to get oriented here with all the chaos that I've had. Her liver. She's going to have a tough time. It's going to be up and down. I don't have a lot of faith in the medical profession at all. I do feel that they're going to keep trying to change medications, trying to find the right combination for her. And it's a real catch-22 because the liver really needs to rest when you have issues with it. And when they keep pumping medicine in us, it's not resting. Yeah, she's gonna have a bit of a time. I do feel she's gonna overcome it though, at some point. Yeah, I think she will. I don't think she's going to need a full liver though. I think they're going to be able to do a portion of somebody else's. By the way, I'm an organ donor. Since I ride motorcycle and take my life at risk, if I get clobbered on the road, I want somebody to take advantage of all my good parts. All right, let's see, Yvette. Well, I received papers. I had done something, pulled a couple of cards prior to seeing you, and I don't know if that may have pertained to you too. Let me take a look here. One more card, please, Spirit. I get another jumper. I get the feeling that somebody may have, I don't know if they're contesting the will, if they want more than what's there. They're not feeling they're getting their fair share. The Two of Wands came up, and that is somebody looking out there to see, like, what's going to happen. Am I going to get this paperwork? It's kind of like putting your prayer out there and asking for a good outcome. And literally, that's what you should be doing too, is throwing some good vibes out there and hoping for a good outcome. I just see some conflict going on there with the the Seven of Wands. Somebody in the family not feeling like they're going to get their fair share. They're afraid they're not going to. This might even be the attorney kind of holding it up. The court system. I do see some delays. The King of Wands came up. That is 3 wands. And wands, those wands are all fire signs also. One more card, please. Wow, this never happens. Out of 4 cards, the King and the Queen of Wands. 4 wands. There's going to be some more work with this than what's expected. I think it's going to hit somebody's office and the paperwork's going to get shoved back, tied up in court a little bit longer. You'll eventually get your paperwork, though. Do you already know the outcome of just kind of wait to get the finalized paperwork to see it? Spirit, let's see what else. One more card there for her. One more card. The King of Cups. Yeah, that could very well be the a judge or a lawyer holding that up. And you know, they literally could just sit down in a day and go through all their paperwork, but they tie things up in the court system for weeks and months sometimes. Wow, look at that. We're up to 18 of us. Thank you guys for hanging around and trying to find me. I feel bad that we had that big glitch earlier. You know what? Everybody, let's throw some prayers and light towards Kim's sister. She's waiting for a transplant. And let's just go ahead and take a second. And that's all it takes. Just put your focus. You don't even have to know Kim's sister's name. Just put your focus on that individual and asking for a positive outcome. And may she get that. Amen. All right, Jenny Payton. How have you been, Jenny? Jenny is a regular client who has seen me before and up personal. Some of you know that I'm not doing live private readings in my home unless you have already been a client of mine and in my home. Pretty risky to invite strangers in. Jenny, a change in management. The Hierophant came up. I've been talking about businesses reorganizing, names changing for companies, the board members changing. A lot of times, especially now that President Trump is making all of those tax breaks for people, there will be some that go through like bankruptcy so they can, change their name and get started up again. Thank you, Elaine. Yeah, we'll throw some prayers at Kim's sister there. You know what? For the life of me, I cannot think of all the issues that I wanted to discuss with you guys. I had a lot of things, and I always work off trusting spirit to give me what I need to say or need to know. And usually before any of my videos, I don't have any notes. Hi, Megan, how are you? Let me see here. Wow, they're wanting to jump out all over the place. Well, honey, it's looking pretty, like a pretty rough time between the two of you. The death card came up. Now it came up in reverse. So that's literally about just a huge transformation that you're already going through. I think the two of you are reading the writing on the wall. I also get there's been a little bit of deception going on. We have the magician. That's somebody that can use smoke and mirrors as camouflage and kind of keep things. I don't think he's been honest with you, but I don't get another connection, another person. But I don't think he's coming out about all his feelings. So we got the Four of Swords. This is an old hurt that he has from almost back in childhood. Spirit, can you give me another card and clarify that Lover's card, please? Can we clarify that Lover's card? We got the Nine of Cups also, Megan. I think since you're the one asking the question, you're going to get the outcome that you're hoping for. Now, that Lover's card, I get the feeling there's somebody else coming for you. Somebody coming new into your life. You're not wanting it, not expecting it. This person is just going to come in. Let me pull one more for you, Meg. This is kind of, I hate to see marriages fall apart. I hate to see the heartache that goes with it. Very rarely does both parties walk away unscathed and unhurt. Yeah, there's somebody new coming in. Honey, you've got a new love interest out around the corner somewhere. If you're down and depressed and you're bummed, you're not going to be very long. This person is coming in to help you with a new chapter in your life. Yeah, you're going to kind of pick and choose a little more wisely. I get the feeling that there were some red flags in the connection that you're in now. He's got a black flag, but I'm feeling red flags. And in the beginning, we always ignore some of those red flags. When we're out with somebody on a date and they say or do something and we kind of let it go, like, oh, they're uncomfortable, or maybe I took that wrong. But remember, no matter what you're doing, take the time to heal. Even if you're starting that relationship over again, give it a wholehearted try, but heal from the experience. You cannot move forward until we heal. Because if we're carrying the same energy, we're going to attract the same energy. If you're carrying broken energy, you're going to attract broken energy. Yeah. 34 years. I have seen a lot of that happen recently. Marriages of 30 years. My own son, 30 years and done. Um, all right, let's see. Where did I leave off at? Sherry Johnson. That's all right. Sherry, thank you for coming back anyway. Let's see. All right, trying to catch up on the feed here. Yeah, you guys are going through the learning curve with us here. I've got Beth manning the comments as a moderator, helping me out in case we get any people that are crazier than us in here. All right, Elaine, getting ready to move to Connecticut. Is this going to go smoothly? And is it the right move? It's the right move, but it's not going to go smooth. Okay. There is a big change that needs to take place for you. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be a good move. 10 of Pentacles, absolutely. There's gonna be some snags, dragging furniture and shipping things or whatever. There's gonna be also some confusion around the new place. Like you can't meet with a realtor or their landlord or whoever to get the keys to the place. But it's going to be a good move overall, though. Once you get settled in, once you get past that initial break-in time, like trying to get started on a live today. All right, Sherry Johnson, let's see what's going on for you in your health. I'm going to go ahead and use the cards. First off, you're worried about it too much. You know, you can attract illness, right? I see it all the time. If people carry the wrong emotions long enough, they end up manifesting illness, disease. Cancer is usually manifest from suppressed anger. However, I'm not seeing cancer for you, though. I'm just using that as an example. Hang on, let's see here. I see actually you may actually need to have some kind of minor surgery. We got the Two of Swords. And something like a gallbladder kind of issue, which they do nowadays. I remember when my mother had her gallbladder taken out, it was like a 6-inch scar. And nowadays they just use, it's laparoscopic, where they just go in on a tiny little pinpoint and take care of something. But yeah, I actually see you having a little issue. However, it's nothing to worry about. The fact that you're even looking after it already says you're going to overcome it. Wow. Mercury is actually, it's not retrograde. It is in conjunction with Pluto or Jupiter maybe right now. And Mercury has everything to do with communications. Obviously, that couldn't get off the ground here with the live communications because I can't speak clearly today. John, looking forward to a happy retirement. Actually, yes, I'm feeling that right out of the chute. I also get some depression is going to follow, okay? Anytime you make a big drastic change in your life, especially going into retirement, not doing anything, you'll go through a period of readjustment and it'll feel bored, depressed, don't know what to do with yourself, get in a blue funk, and you just see what that card is. Yeah, but I get the feeling though that you're the type that it cannot sit around very long. We got the 7 of Cups. What feels like it's cloudy and not clear. What do you want to do? Should I go fishing? Should I take up golf? You're going to figure it out, and you're going to absolutely enjoy and have a happy retirement. I do get that. Melanie, you didn't realize I was doing a live. I have been advertising over at Facebook. I started three different videos lives before this. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Ooh, Melanie, that's a tough one, honey. Your brother has stage 4 cancer. Yeah, I think he's going to make his transition in the next within the next 2 months. The relationship is what's defeating him. He has gotten better and gained ground, and then this continued battle that he's in with his partner. You can, though, keep your brother in prayer. And at this point, what you want to pray for is that he has a smooth transition. When we pray for people to be healed, it's got to be in God's time. Is that their plan? Is that what's in the soul contract to, make a comeback and hang around? And if that is, and oftentimes that's the case, I don't feel that for your brother. He's mad at you. There's a little bit of anger there, but he's actually very brokenhearted about that person that I don't think she's treating him right either, because of she's just being mean, mouthy, and nasty. That part I get. Now, the very, very good part of it is he won't have to deal with her ever again in this lifetime. They may have to meet up and come back and do it over right. We create karma. Okay, it's his wife. Yeah, and I actually think that she's the reason that the two of you are not communicating. Like, her input is really what kind of, it's like he had to finally say, okay, I got to cut one out or the other. I just saw an orb. Wow. 43, 40, somewhere. I thought I saw an orb. I'll have to look for that again if I can remember. Somebody put a note in the comments, 4340. That way, when I look at the comments, I'll be able to remember where I thought I saw that. All right, let's see. Diana, how are you? What do I see coming up for your dog face? I'm hoping that's a pet. Yes. All right. Is he experiencing some kind of health issue right now? Because I get the feeling that he's experienced I mentioned earlier arthritis in pets, and I that's actually kind of what I'm getting. Like there's stiffness in joints, there's some achiness, um, and he's not happy being confined right now. Like this time of the year, I don't know where. I know Diana, you travel quite a bit, but there's something about the confinement too right now. Kim Clark got chills at 4340 when we saw the orb. Did anybody else even see it? I caught it on the monitor, and this set up backwards in the way I usually, the feedback is giving. This is probably backwards for you guys. Um, and, and are you out west, Diana? Because I get that you're where it should be warm and dry, and you would think that that would help a dog that's got some stiffness and arthritis, but it's not. Something in his diet. I got to tell you, I shop at Amish salvage stores where things are out of date, scratch, dent, that kind of thing. And I had the opportunity to buy my cats some good Blue Buffalo cat food. It was normally for this bag and the type that I got, the size of the bag, it was normally $26 a bag, and I was able to get them. I got picked up 2 of them for $3 a bag, and my cats would not eat it. That's supposed to be a natural, highly rated food. Okay, he's back in Ohio. Yeah, okay, that explains why I'm getting that little bit of that arthritic. But it's only because he's confined right now too. They can't run outside real good. They just go potty and come back in. I noticed that with my girl. By the way, she is back here. What side are you on? There she is. There's Miss Maggie. Always behind me. I am only perched on about 2 inches of chair when her and I are here. It's not a real big chair, even though it kind of looks, the wing back looks like it's big. Okay, it's not backwards to you guys? Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I had a lot of confusion getting this live up and running today. I am so glad you guys hung in there with me. Okay, you're in South Texas, Diana. I felt the dry air, and yet I could tell that the pet was having some issues. Diana, did we meet years ago at a like a paranormal conference? Remember, there was an old gal named Shirley, and I don't even know if Shirley is still alive, but she would put on this conference in my area, and it was anything unusual, paranormal. There were mediums and psychics. All right, let's see. Martha has to have some tests done. Are they going to be okay? Spirit, can I just get a... Yeah. You may have to retest or more tests. Like one test might not be inconclusive and they send you for something else. I got the 3 of Pentacles. That is about craftsmen coming together, which would be like doctors conferring on something. And then you got a good outcome coming though. 7 of Pentacles. You're going to worry a little bit, but I don't want you to. I want you to keep your mind on everything is good. Everything is fine. Now, I don't want to give anybody false hope, but want you to understand how much your mind has to do with your health. So keep that positive frame of mind. If it turns out to be something, we'll deal with it then, but don't get scared before there's something to be scared about. However, we have the Six of Wands, and that is a good outcome. That you're going to be victorious. I think it's going to answer a lot of questions that you've been having, and I get the feeling that when you're sitting more or less by yourself, you get a little tinge of a pain somewhere, and you go, "Ooh, what's that?" And you're worried. So don't do that. I think you're going to be okay. Okay, we did meet at Shirley's, and Elaine is saying that we met a couple years ago at Hermitage Paranormal Show. Let me go ahead and throw that out there. March the 29th, I will be at the third annual, it is Bigfoot and Paranormal Convention. It's mostly paranormal. There'll be a few other readers like myself there, and some guest speakers speaking on their research with Bigfoot. Uh, Other cryptids are things like the Dog Man and Mothman, and some of those like Wendigo and Skinwalkers. Those are cryptids. Those are those mysterious things that people you hear legends about, but nobody actually sees them. And that will be March 29th at Tiffany Manor in Brookfield, Ohio. $10 at the gate. That gets you all of these speakers. I am not a speaker there this year. I kind of plan on it next year. I see it next year already that I will probably be a guest speaker for them. But this year, it's a lot of good stories about Bigfoot. Now, my own personal opinion is Bigfoot is absolutely real. They are interdimensional. In other words, they can slip through the veil rather easily in and out. And they are not mean for the most part. However, they are fearful. So a lot of times people hear about stories where they throw rocks at people or pound on if you're sleeping in a camper and they might be pounding on it. They're fearful. That's all it is. And they won't hurt you. Let me relay a story. Since I'm talking about Bigfoot, there was a couple that lived in, I believe, the deep hills of North Carolina or South Carolina. And it was a husband and wife, and they got up in years, and there was just the two of them, and they would climb the mountains day in and day out, just looking at the scenery. And they lived there in a cabin on the side of the mountain. And they would forage and pick wild apples, and go get watercress and do those things that mountain people do, blackberries and herbs. And they often saw a big dark figure moving high up off the ground in the trees. So it would look like it was 7 or 8 foot tall. And they would occasionally leave a piece of fruit or candy in the branch of a tree as a gift, as an offering. And over a period of years, they continued to build this rapport with this animal that they never really saw completely, other than they could see him moving through the trees. The man's wife died. And let me backtrack here, getting too far ahead of myself. They would leave that candy or that fruit in the tree and gift it to whatever or whoever that was. They would often find a rock replacing the fruit. In other words, as a thank you. The man's wife eventually passed. And the next morning, that big animal knew his wife had died. It left a handful of rocks on his porch as a gift, like like a bouquet, like some people would leave a bouquet of flowers. So they are very loving, very, very, very affectionate, very caring, as long as we are the same way to them. So Lakeisha, hello. Let's see. Well, I receive finances to pay a bill. Let me go ahead and ask the cards that. That one wanted out. All right, I got the 8 of Wands. First off, it seems like this is a repeating pattern for you. Bill paying is so close to the date. You're always scrambling to have money to cover things. Hang on, let's see what get another card here. So you're kind of used to this. You're tired of it though, right? I often talk about everybody should have, yeah, you're going to get it. It's going to come through in the nick of time. Star card. I often talk to everybody about having a second stream of income. My background, even though I was a biker and I do a lot of insane things, backhoe, bulldozer, I've worked construction. One of the things I did was I worked a lot of years in finance, teaching financial literacy. And if you are a senior citizen and you're living from month to month on just that paycheck that comes from the government, you need to do something else. If you're living in assistance of any kind, do what you can do to start a little stream of side income, because we know that that's not enough to live on for anybody. Whether your thing might be for everybody, it's something different. And I live up here in fishing country on Pymatuning Lake, so I often, when I talk to some of my seniors, I tell them, man, look, tie some fishing flies and sell them. You know, you'll make your little extra beer money or whatever. But don't count on one stream of income. Whether you have I don't care if you have a good paying job. If it goes to hell tomorrow, then what are you going to do? Everybody should have a little second stream of income, something that you do, something you enjoyed, knitting Afghans, babysitting for the neighbor, whatever you can do, make birdhouses. And it helps to keep busy. Honey, I've been riding solo. I ride with a lot of groups. I have been out here doing this for a lot of years. I have been riding solo for 54 years. Okay. Yeah, I'm a old school biker. Lakeisha, is getting a motorcycle something that you wanted to do? I'm picking that up. Like you wouldn't be wanting the type of bike that I ride. Is a Harley. Actually, mine's kind of it's a full size. It is not an FLH now. I've downsized it and upsized it over the years. It's kind of a Dyna Wide Glide. Well, I do see you getting one eventually. Because I get the feeling at some point you're going to come into some kind of money and get that bike that you've been wanting. Thank you, Kathleen. I certainly appreciate that. I wish now if I could remember everything I wanted to discuss. We talked about pets a little bit. All right, Kim. Yeah, get a hold of me. Yeah, set that up. One thing I want to remind you guys about: no reputable psychic or medium, Reiki healer, shaman, mystic. None of us will message you in an open forum about. Um, I have a feeling. Oh, wait a minute. How do they usually do that for you guys? Oh, I read your comment, and spirit want you to message me. Yeah, we won't chase anybody down for a reading if they're real. All right, how long have I been on here now? Just about an hour. I'm going to hang in here a while longer. This. All right, my phone isn't even working correctly. Talk about technical difficulties today. I think I have you. Um, yeah, riding motorcycle is really a peace of mind. Now, mine is pretty radical. It was set up pro street. It will set off car alarms. It's loud. I run 2-inch open drag pipes on it. But once you're on the open road, your mind is concentrating so much and so focused on what you're doing, it blocks out the rest of the day's bullshit. You don't have a worry in your mind is on what you're doing and that alone. We are going to be going into an economic tightening in this country again. Trump is making a lot of changes, and I'm not talking about it whether I like him or I'm for him. I'm just talking to you at what I see coming. He is making some changes that is going to affect a lot of people initially, and it will be negatively for a while. He's doing away with DEI, and a lot of people are afraid they may lose their jobs or their income, their work. If they're good at what they do, they will not. They'll be able to retain their jobs. Economically, we are going to kind of go into a little bit of a recession before we see the benefits of what he's doing. It takes a long time. I mean, nobody can just walk in and flip a switch and go, okay, everything's better now. Eggs are back down to $2 a dozen or $1.50. Not that long ago, eggs were only $1.50 a dozen. And now, and that's because of the government. Well, actually, the deep state. The deep state is what controls both sides. They are a government within the globe, and they're not any damn good. But they are seeing more and more of us start to correct our eating, our physical activities, no longer laying around and dying. There is a law in biology and physiology: move or die. It started out back in caveman times when caveman had to get out of the way of a dinosaur. You had to move or die. Okay. It has progressed. Move or die applies to old people a lot, because as we age and we sit around, we have a tendency for things to creep up, like pneumonia. So they are seeing that we are taking better care of ourselves, that we are reading labels, that we understand that grains aren't any good for us. In the wild, back in those prehistoric times, man never foraged for grain. He was a hunter. He lived on a carnivore diet, killing and eating, and The only time man ever foraged was when there were real starvation periods. And grains nowadays are worse for us than ever because they have been genetically modified. They're sprayed with all kinds of chemicals and things. So people are seeing that and steering clear of grains and cereals, dyes, sugar, seed oils. Nowadays, they are coming back out with actual research to back this up, that lard, beef tallow, and butter are better for us than those oils that they have been dumping down us. So, in order to get stronger, and we're eliminating those carbohydrates that have very, very little nutritional benefit in them, the thing that everybody is aiming towards diet-wise is more protein. Eggs. We were once taught that eggs were high in cholesterol and you shouldn't eat them. And now they're finding out it is the perfect form of protein. I personally eat 4 to 6 eggs a day. Some of you know how old I am, okay? I hope the camera's doing some good things here, but I am 70. I have no ailments. I do not have high blood pressure. I do not have high blood sugar. No high cholesterol. I exercise daily. And on days when I can't go out and hit the hiking trail or go kayaking, I lift weights. But you have to take care of yourself. And the deep state does not want us. The deep state is so closely tied to big pharma that they want us ill because they make money off of us ill. I don't know how bad I'm going to get censored over here at YouTube with what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's up to you guys. Educate yourselves on food and nutrition. I believe in vitamins and supplements, okay? I'm big on that. All right, some of you guys got questions for me. Let me see if I can't even find my cursor here. Okay, here we are. Absolutely, we do call it wind therapy on motorcycle. Knees in the breeze, man. Yeah, I have to stay strong in order to keep that bike upright. You got to throw it or be able to throw it around when you need to. Everybody should maintain their own physical fitness. I still put my own air conditioners in my windows in my home here. All right, Kathleen, my dad is having surgery tomorrow. Will he be okay? Big change coming from that surgery. Is it for his back? Kathleen, if you're still there, give me a yes or no. Is something to do with his back, perhaps? Yeah, he's going to be fine. We've got the Wheel of Fortune that comes up for him. Now, I do see there being a little bit of a glitch in something. Whether it's he has a tough time with the anesthesia and has to maybe comes out a little nauseous, but he's got some kind of a little setback, but it's going to be okay though. Just want to let you know ahead of time that expect something. Yeah. Lakeisha, Let me tell you something else. You're right on it, honey, when you say greens are being sprayed with chemicals. The video no longer is on YouTube because I found it once. It was from the guy. Now you're gonna put this together because if I say his real name, I will definitely get censored. We'll call him Gil Bates. You know, Gil Bates, the millionaire. In the video that I saw, he said, because he has a lot of farmland and he raises a lot of crops, okay, all around the United States, hundreds of thousands of acres, Gil Bates owns, the millionaire. He said, you do not have to take the shot because we can raise tomatoes and lettuce with it in it. They can put anything they want into those fruits and vegetables when they're growing them. So a lot more of us need to have our little gardens, our patio gardens. Supplement your own food, just like I talk about supplementing your income. That way you know that what you're getting. Yeah, leave the world behind, man. A lot of struggling going on out there. But Kathleen, let me go ahead and throw some prayers for your dad too, that everything comes out good. The reason I asked if it was his back, because we got the Ten of Swords, and I get the feeling, and that's a card that can reflect surgery. It happened to be one where they're all in his back, so that's why I was curious. Yes, we can drop. I will gladly drop some information that so you guys can tip me. Let me talk about that a minute too. Now, for the most part, all of my clients, when they come to me for a reading, or whether I'm at an event and doing just tarot readings, if you come to me as a private reading, I do a lot more of the mediumship. But it is okay to tip the same way you would tip a hairdresser or anybody else that does a service for you. Yes, it is okay to tip, and I absolutely appreciate that. Beth, by any chance, do you have my link for my PayPal? I was going to give it to you ahead of time because I knew somebody was going to ask. I'm psychic that way, but I didn't do it. I had so many issues trying to get it on here and get live. All right, Jerry, I have a lot of illness this year. Will I ever get 100% better? If you do what I talked about, take your diet and revamp it, nutrition, add some vitamins and supplements, and exercise. Yes, you absolutely, you will. Okay. Yeah, I finally getting everybody saying, "What? You look great." Yeah. Age is only a state of mind, and I still feel like I'm in my 30s or 40s. Really, I stay that active. There is a couple people that I watch on YouTube that I have a background in fitness and nutrition. One of the things that I have done, I have been a trainer in a gym. My oldest son at one point competed in World's Strongest Man. So we're gym rats. But there is somebody that I follow. His name is Gary Brecka, Brecka. And he said, if you want grandma's inheritance quicker, make her comfortable. Get her a chair and make her sit down. Because if she stands up, she'll strengthen her legs. Put another blanket on her or a sweater. You know what? Cold exposure is literally good for us. There are people that take ice plunges for the health benefits. So you have to take a proactive approach to your own health. And diet wise, let me suggest keto. Most days I eat carnivore, nothing but eggs, meat, chicken, no vegetables. You literally do not need vegetables. If you're eating carnivore diet and eating all beef and grass-fed beef, that has every nutrient in it that the body needs. Keto is pretty basically a high protein again, but you're adding a few cruciferous vegetables, and cruciferous are cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, that kind of thing. Also on a ketogenic diet, I will eat some berries. Berries, not fruit. Today's fruit has so much sugar in it that it depletes any nutrition in it. And most of the vegetables and the fruits, the ground that they're grown in is so depleted. There's no natural potassium and magnesium in the ground. So they've got to spray it with a chemical. So yeah. Marcy's back. She had to go to spaghetti dinner. At a girl. Okay, Kathleen, let's see. No, hip replacement. Okay, well that hip's down there by the back. So that's, and some of what they'll do literally maybe from the side. If you're going to be looking after your dad, Kathleen, don't let him get complacent about sitting still. I got to tell you, when I was talking about that move or die, that law in biology that says if you don't keep going, you're a goner. One of the biggest things that literally takes out a lot of seniors is a hip replacement, a broken hip. Because they sit around, don't move afterwards. It hurts. I'm 75, so I don't have to, I'm not going to do that exercise stuff. I'm just going to be stubborn. I'm watching my grammar a little bit here. That's why I'm stammering and stuttering. I'm trying to find good words to replace with all my swear words. But oftentimes when they sit around after a surgery, that is when pneumonia sets in. Now, the biggest cause of death on a hip replacement or broken hip is pneumonia. Not the surgery, but sitting around. And literally one of the easiest exercises you can do to not develop pneumonia is turn at the waist. You can do that in a wheelchair. Everybody should be lifting weights. Everybody should be lifting some kind of weights. If all you have is a soup can to start with, do that. You don't have to have the big weights that maybe I have or at the gym. Everybody should be doing something physical. Weight-bearing exercise strengthens your bones, not calcium. If you take a calcium pill for your bones, it just stays in your bloodstream. It will get into your arteries and harden them. So, yeah, the medical field they're not even taught correctly either. There we go. Beth has, yep, Beth put up the my PayPal link there. Thank you, Beth. Wow. I appreciate that. I got to tell you about my friend Beth, that is the moderator there, that she put up my PayPal link. She is very gifted herself, and she could probably be doing this. I met Beth quite a few years back now, and I did a reading for her when her son left this world. And she has experienced one of the deepest sorrows that a mother can face. I lost two kids. One was just a couple of months old. He was a baby. Another was 23 years old, profoundly handicapped. But I had the opportunity for both of them to try and do CPR. I had something I could do. Beth's son left by his own hand, and that leaves such a wound in a parent, that when their children take their lives because of the woulda, shoulda, couldas, it is a great grief to try to heal from. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, I thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think that is my PayPal link. Psychic Amazon. My nickname on the road and the motorcycle crowd is Iron Amazon. In my younger days, I stood 5'10". I'm shrinking, and with a pair of boots on, that made me 6 foot tall. So they called me the Amazon. And all my years in the gym, I was always slamming around the big iron, lifting weights. And again, on the motorcycle, riding what they call the big iron. Okay. So yeah, that's me, the Psychic Amazon. Kim Clark, will the estate be settled soon? Let's see. Spirit, can I get a yes or no, please? Nope, that's me. Thank you, Kathleen. No, I appreciate you questioning it. Yes, actually. And it's crazy enough, it was a death card. When asking your tarot deck a yes or no question, the easiest way to do it is, because a lot of you do this at home, assign a yes or no to begin with. And I have assigned all the major arcana as a yes and all the minor arcana as a no. Even queens and kings and aces are no, because they're minor arcana. But yes, absolutely, you're going to get your settlement. Well, I got to tell you, I started to mention about Beth's son and how he left. And on occasion, when I'm dealing with another parent that has experienced suicide, he comes through to help me with them. And I get that all the time from my people, from your kids that have gone on to the spirit world. Absolutely. Hello, Mary from Florida. Mary, how are you doing with animal communication down there? I have been wanting you to get to pet shelters and see if you could start connecting with some pets. They need volunteers sometimes. Mary is another gifted psychic medium in Florida. She's trying to find her niche. And I think it would be animal communication for Mary. She has such a loving, giving heart. Yeah, her son he definitely has been around all week. I have felt his presence. He's kind of been pushing me to get her to. I needed an assistant a lot of times when I'm doing events and like this live. She's a moderator, and should somebody come on here and tell me this is the work of the devil or whatever, we can kind of silence them a little bit. And her son is actually the one kind of pushing me to get my mom out. Well, Mary, I want to tell you about a friend of mine that she was down in Florida doing this. She started doing animal communication. Okay. And at first, she would go into shelters, and if they had a dog that was cowering in the corner that they couldn't get to come out and open up a little bit, that dog would not get adopted. So she would go in and touch on what was going on with the pet, and it would start to open up a little bit, like maybe it was afraid of men or somebody wearing a bright orange shirt, whatever. She was able to tell that. She developed her gift, and she started going to the racetrack, a horse track. And people that have $10 million horses that have a problem want to know why the horse is bucking or why it won't come out of the gate. And this friend of mine was making $1,200 a horse, and this was almost 10 years ago, by telling the owners and the trainers what the problem with the horse was. So that's very much why I was hoping that you could develop your gift with animal communications good enough that you help. And I know for you, Mary, a little bit of money would be great for you, benefited and helpful, but you're more about the love and helping that animal get healed. So Marcy Smith, oh, you had a Softail custom. That's kind of what I kind of like to go to. Maybe even a Fat Boy. That's a Softail. And the horses said they were busy. Yeah, it's you almost have to be a salesman to get your foot in the door with any of those. Yeah, if you don't have animal experience to begin with, if you've never been around a lot of pets, they'll keep you away from dogs because your energy might be too high. You might make the animals kind of get wiry, but you have to kind of, and pets have a higher frequency than us too. Hi there, Tierra. How are you? Let's see, how long have I been on here? Almost an hour and a half. Let me go ahead and help anybody with a couple more. Anybody else have any questions? Because I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I've been trying since 11 a.m. to get on here and see you guys. Of course, nothing that I wanted to talk about has come. Well, I've hit on a lot of things, but let me talk. Here's finally starting to come to me. The full moon on the 12th. I actually had a son die on the 12th of February. But the full moon that we have rolling around on the 12th is one that is going to incite a lot of disruption and chaos. With everything that we have going on in the world right now, there is a lot of chaos happening in the other parts of the world too. So we are going to see more, a lot of things come to light in the light of the moon. We are going to see more corruption pointed out. we are going to see more on human trafficking. And when I do my missing persons work and I touch on that human trafficking, it just sickens me. It just sickens me. There was a young girl that turned up missing a couple of years ago in my area, and I'm not going to mention her name. And she has literally been parted out. Human trafficking isn't just sex trafficking. If somebody needs a liver, kidney, yeah, that happens. All right, let's just see. All right, Dorella, let's see. Let me see if I can help you out, honey. He has cancer. All right, we got the 10 of Pentacles that came up. That's about friend and family. I get the feeling that he is going to be in some kind of financial need, maybe. Maybe needing some kind of help, some food, a ride. Yeah, he is going to respond. And right now he is praying for his life too. He's scared. We got the 2 of Wands there. That it literally is a card about prayer. All right, Spirit, give me a yes or no here. What can we show us what the outcome will be? Will he have a good outcome from this cancer? Will it be curable? Can I get a yes or no? All right, let's see here. I think you should spend as much time with that person as you can, Dorella, honey. Oh, he is a Cancer. Okay, wow, that makes more sense. I thought you said he had cancer. Still, the same thing. He may reach out. He's dealing with something right now that he's got his prayers up about. I do get the feeling he's in need. He needs help. And the 4 of Wands actually came up also. That is about, that 4 represents opening a new door. I don't know that you really want this guy back, really. I don't see where this is going to go in any benefit for you. Is this a repeating cycle for you guys? Yeah, he wants to be in control. King of Wands. I don't know that this is a good match for you, honey. All right, Linda. Let's see. Linda, let's see. Being able to move this year. Why are my hands not working today? By the way, I did have the paranormal flashlight. It's up there behind me and it is set up, but this new flashlight is just not pairing to me. Yeah. Yeah, I do see you making a move. That is Justice card, which is a major arcana, and it is a yes. And the 6 of Swords, and you're going to be moving to some place where things are a lot easier and smoother for you. And that card is about movement. It's about moving. I think it's going to do you some good. Okay, Dorella. Yeah, I'm glad I got that figured out too. Is Jerry B's wife pregnant? Now we're getting in some kind of nitty gritty stuff here, which I don't usually do. But if Jerry B's got a wife, do you want him? Think about that. You're better than that. You don't have to be anybody's second choice. Even if he's a friend, only a friend. Yep, I think she might be. We've got Major Arcana, which is the Hierophant, and that is a card that usually indicates marriage. And we also got the Three of Cups, which tells me too many players on the field. So don't get tangled up too far in that. I wish I could give you a better outcome, honey, but all right. Here, let's see. Home improvements. Actually, this is a very good, we are going into a very good time and a season for home improvements, moving to better locations, any improvement on the home front at all. It's just and it's lined up in the planets. Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus. I think you're going to. It's not definitely a yes card, but it is slow. It's a slow moving horse. So it's something that might not be right around the corner, but it is coming. So maybe towards fall. Well, thank you, sexy Senator Sage. I appreciate that. Can't calm your husband down much. When he's not home, burn some sage in the house. That'll help. There's something in that. I think there's something in the new house that he's sensing and picking up on. Every house has energy in it. It can be just the fact that the people that just moved out may have left hastily and they were in a huff and forgetting stuff and they leave that energy behind. It could be the fact that somebody could have passed in your house at some point, or it just could be somebody that passed on that never even lived there. Could be just somebody that has been there and enjoyed coming to that house. But go ahead and burn some sage. All right. Already gone on to a little over an hour and a half. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. I did mention the full moon coming up. Be prepared. Shit's about to hit the fan. All right, you guys. Those of you that follow me, I appreciate you popping in, hanging in there. It was a learning curve today that we'll just call this our soft opening and practice up for the next one. All right, keep a watch over at Facebook. I will keep people updated over there about when I'm going live again. YouTube, I'm going to get that ironed out. I had this set up a week ago, and it just didn't happen the way I thought it would. And you guys that know me know that I never leave you, that I don't sincerely bless you with love and light. Thank you, you guys.